Look, I am so confident, people. I am even going to loot this lady on the way up to kill you. You know, you don't realize how confident I am here. Come on, surrender, Colette. Sad times. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Starfield. I'm 7-Foot Dust Bunny, and after a horrendous walk back to the ship, which, thank God for personal atmosphere, because that would have been even more painful without, we are back, and oddly, the quest seems to want us to travel directly to Hopetown. Now, I would have thought we would have wanted to present our findings to, what's his name? The head of the Rangers. The Marshal. Yes. But, apparently not. Apparently we're just going to go in gung-ho and confront Ron Hope. So, this should be interesting. I'm sure this is going to go well. Okay, so here we are at Hope Tech. I've done a little selling in between and
best thing that's happened to us.
Cleared off some of the guns I picked up at the previous POI and the contraband. But let's put the gun away. Yep, I'm carrying a gun. They don't seem to care though.
Off-worlders. Nothing ever good comes from them.
Yeah, I expect Ron Hope is going to share that sentiment very shortly, because it seems like they want us to go out on the shop floor. Okay. Restricted access. Well, okay, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure they'll love the fact we're just moseying out here without asking anyone. I guess we're a ranger and we're maybe, so say, allowed to do this, but, you know, I would have thought there'd be limits here.
Very generous, Mr. Hope.
It's well earned, Birgit. We set some ambitious quotas. You met every one of them.
Well, I won't pretend it was easy, but everyone pulled together and we got it done.
I'll let you share the good news, whenever and however you like.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Just keep it holstered. We'll all get along fine.
Yeah, I'm holstered, my man. Mr. Hope, I think we need to have a bit of a chat, sir.
Something more you need, Deputy? Good to see
yes.
you again. Well, I've just received a report from the Marshal about your progress. He said you had a promising lead on the mercenaries who stole my ship. I trust you're here with good news?
It depends what you call good news. I mean, I did learn something extremely interesting.
Did you now? Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Oh, well, I'm afraid Paxton Hull has implicated you in a conspiracy against the Freestar Collective, my good man.
Oh, the same Paxton Hull who was court-martialed during the Colony War? Well, I've never met the man, and I can't imagine why he'd make an accusation against me.
Well, I'm sure you've never met him, and I'm sure you're telling the truth, sir. But unfortunately, he does have some rather damning evidence. He kept the instructions you had from your first meeting together.
I see. I'm impressed, Deputy. It's clear you have a bright future ahead of you.
What's going on? What is this about, Mr. Hope?
Nothing that concerns you, Birgit. In fact, why don't you make yourself scarce?
I think I'd like to hear what the deputy has to say.
Yeah, why don't you, spill the beans? I'm sure you had a wonderful reason for doing what you're doing, sir.
Of course. Of course. Allow me to explain, and you'll see that I certainly did. The truth is, we've been falling behind the competition. Significantly so. We needed solutions. A few years ago, I began to diversify. We started to research chemicals, fuel, those sort of things. We developed an experimental fertilizer. And it failed utterly. It wiped out entire crops. I was prepared to write the whole thing off when we made a discovery that changed everything. Turns out, our fertilizer was transforming the soil, bolstering its mineral content tenfold.
Okay. So you used unwitting farmers to transform the soil. I mean, you didn't know. But go on. Why didn't you just then approach them to buy the minerals off them?
We donated the fertilizer to select homesteads and let the farmers do the work. And when the time was right, we cleared the farm and brought in machinery to harvest the mineral-rich soil. The reduction in labor and materials costs sent my profits soaring.
Right. I'm not really caring about your profits. I mean, so you used the first to seize the farmland and keep the operation secret.
I never intended for anyone to be hurt. I told Hull to buy the land, not take it by force. Unfortunately, farmers can be stubborn folk. And I couldn't risk any witnesses.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. How could you do something so awful to innocent people, to families?
Not another word out of you, Birgit. I can take your job. And more. We'll discuss this later. In any case, I suppose the gig is up. I give you my word that I'll call off the operation and return the land to its rightful owners.
Yeah, it was destroyed farmland. I mean, you could have offered them a deal and explained what had happened and all that before you started donating it to unwitting farmers and trying to purposefully destroy their land and then push them off the land. So, what about the people your muscle killed?
You're right, of course. Something must be done. I'll set up a fund to handle funeral expenses and take care of any surviving family members. We'll do this the right way. I give you my word.
Yeah, you give me your word. That doesn't seem to be worth a lot right now. You would have to do more than that, my friend.
You're right. Yeah, those families deserve to be compensated for the inconvenience. Perhaps a discount on their next purchase from Hope Tech. With that resolved, let's talk about you. As a member of the Council of Governors, I'm authorized to award you a substantial bonus. And of course, we'll both agree to forget about my little cost-cutting endeavor.
So you want to offer me a 20k bribe? I see. Are you trying to buy me off?
Did I not make myself clear? I'm offering you a reward for a job well done. Nothing more. And with that job so capably done, we'll consider the matter closed. I'll be needing that slate from Major Hull, of course.
No. You're turning yourself in, and I'll be telling the Marshal the whole shebang, my man.
Well, let's not be too hasty, Deputy. There's something else you need to consider. I'll do what's necessary to protect my company and my employees. If you tell anyone about this, you're risking their livelihoods. Do you really want to put all these people out of work and make their families suffer?
They won't necessarily go out of work. You must have a second in command or something like that. who can take over and oversee the company, I'm sure someone will step in. I don't want anyone to suffer, but we're gonna have justice here. And justice means you've got to turn yourself in.
Justice can be complicated, Deputy. Sometimes the cost of exacting justice is greater than the cost of doing nothing. I'll make myself very plain. I won't let you jeopardize my reputation, this company, or the people who work for me. If that means you suffer an unfortunate incident at the hands of my security personnel, so be it. I'm important. You're nothing.
You're not actually threatening to attack a Freestar Ranger, are you?
Are you actually going to threaten me? You know, for the sake of your company and everything. No, I'm not going to keep the secret. No way. Look, your bribes and your threats, they are not going to work on me. I've had lessons recently in what happens when you do nothing. And I lost big time. So, no way, my man.
Such a shame to see a promising career cut so tragically short.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need to back up here. Oh, hello. Birgit, get the hell out of there. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Can we deal with that guy? Really? Hitboxes, not my friend. Sorry, Colette. I don't want to hurt you people, but, you know. Where is the other person? Right. Time for a bit of this. Ron, you're level 1, my man. Colette's gonna get shot in the leg if I can do it. Ron's gonna take a bullet to the head. Well, set of futons to the brain. Let's put it that way. Look, I am so confident, people. I am even gonna loot this lady on the way up to kill you. You know, you don't realize how confident I am here. Come on, surrender, Colette. Sad times. Well, sorry, Ron, but that's the way it's got to be. You should have given yourself up. Where is Birgit? Where did she go? Where did the person who went down here go? Did he, like, climb up or something? Did he jump up? Did he? I guess so. Hello? Birgit? Don't worry, I'll put the gun down. You okay? Birgit? It's fine. Everything's done.
He tried to have you killed. I don't understand. Mr. Hope always seemed like such a good person. But everything he said about the farmers and hiring those mercenaries, it was so awful.
He cared about the people loyal to him. But apparently, he didn't care about anyone else.
The first part is true. He always looked out for us, for his employees.
But it doesn't justify what he did.
No, of course not. But there was more to him than that. He had a genuinely good side, a caring side. And now he's... You killed him.
He didn't exactly give me a lot of choice. You know, I didn't want to kill him. I offered him several opportunities to turn himself in.
Nobody should ever want that. Especially when it means killing someone who meant so much to so many people. What happens to us now?
I assume there's got to be someone, you know, a vice president or someone like that who can take over the company.
That would be Elana Nwankwo. She seems pretty capable. Maybe we'll be okay after all. I guess we'll have to figure things out. Find a path forward.
Well, I would think that the company will keep going, even in Hope's absence. I am shocked. Shocked, I say. Shocked that we're still using Imperial in how many years' time? My goodness. What has the world come to? Okay, so here we are in Aquila. Heading back to see the Marshal.
Everyone needs supplies.
Hopefully he won't be too hard on us for gunning down Ron Hope.
I think I got them.
I mean, we tried not to. I don't know if maybe you can take the bribe and still dob him in. I'm not quite sure what you're supposed to do there. I don't want to take the bribe though.
City's really the heart of the Freestar Collective.
I would guess so. It's kind of like the capital. It's your Jemison. Not that you'd like that comparison.
Deputy.
Keep an eye on him.
I sure did. Don't
Ah, Marshal, you're hanging around down here. Kind of like you're waiting for me.
Up to us to help the
You're
Rangers
back.
and protect the
I
freezer.
am.
Good to see you back safe, Deputy. What's the word on the mech factory? Were the mercenaries hiding out there?
Oh yeah, there were quite a lot of them. But yeah. I had to kind of pop them all off. I was hoping not to, but it's the way it was.
Damn, you've got guts of steel. Did you find out why the first was taking over farms?
Yeah. It was part of Mr. Hope's plan to save his company. It wasn't great.
Wait a damn minute. You're saying Ron Hope was behind this whole thing?
Are you really that surprised? Hope's always had a reputation as a man who'd do anything to succeed.
He's on the damn council, Emma.
So he can make laws favorable to his business interests. Sure, he's known to look after his people, but do you really think he gives a damn about some farmers on Montara Luna?
Did Hope explain his motives at all?
Well, he did say it was a cost-cutting exercise. Didn't really justify what he did. He had the fertilizer thing that went wrong, and you know.
That has a familiar ring to it.
I recall hearing about some Hope Tech initiative to help farmers. At the time, I just figured it was a PR stunt. Seems a little more sinister now.
Please, tell me you've got some evidence to back up these extraordinary claims.
I've got Hope's instructions to Paxton when he hired the first. Paxton was good enough to keep it. He was trying to actually take down Hope. He knew we'd come after him.
All right, let's see what you've got. Interesting. Yeah, this is pretty damning. Especially this last bit about destroying the slate. And you confronted Hope about this?
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't come back here first, to be honest, but something in my gut told me to just go and straight confront him. Not sure what it was. Yeah, I hope he turned himself in, but he decided he was going to try and bribe me and then gun me down. But neither of that really worked out for him.
Sounds like his pride got the best of him. Damn. This is going to send shockwaves throughout the Freestar Collective. If the people can't trust their leaders, anarchy could follow.
Have a little faith, Daniel. We're not the United Colonies. One bad apple won't spoil the whole damn barrel.
Easy for you to say. You ain't the Marshal.
Not yet, but you ain't gonna live forever, old man.
While we've got you here, there's one last piece of business to take care of. Emma, would you please?
With pleasure, Marshal. When you first joined us, I told you that you'd undergo an evaluation process. There's one thing left to do. A simple question. Do you feel ready to wear the badge of a full-fledged Freestar Ranger?
I mean, bugger me, I've basically just managed to uncover a plot from one of your counselors, find incriminating evidence and take on the entire 1st Cavalry of your old army war soldiers. I think I've bloody done the job. So, you know, ready since I started.
In that case, I won't hold you back any longer. Marshal, I approve the deputy for advancement to the rank of Ranger.
Thank you, Ranger Wilcox. In your time serving as a deputy, you've shown exceptional courage, fearless tenacity, and a high regard for the safety of our citizens. By the authority granted to me by the Council of Governors, I hereby promote you to the rank of Ranger. Here's your badge. Wear it with pride. But don't forget the solemn responsibility it represents.
Thank you for your faith in me.
You've shown that faith was well placed. Let's hear it for our new Ranger.
Well done. Way to go.
Great job, Ranger!
Ooh, a fully fledged 3-star Ranger. You have been granted your very own Star Eagle class ship. Ooh, nice. With no registration fee required. Good, that would be a real kick in the balls. Right. Oh, and I got a Ranger spacesuit, helmet, power pack, and Ranger jewelwear
Something
added.
you need from me?
Justifier added.
Welcome to the Rock,
Too
I
much time
guess.
at my terminal. He's probably right.
Actually, while I got the two of you
A
here,
lot of famous people visit Aquila.
I'd like to have a chat with you about
You never know who you'll meet.
the UC will be coming to you guys fairly soon to speak to you about
Keep up
working
the good
with
work.
a thing to get rid of terramorphs. I'm kind of involved in that, and I've asked them to get you on board and
Well, hey
to
there.
work with you. And I'm hoping you
Be safe out
two
there.
will embrace a spirit of cooperation. I know you weren't very positive about the UC there, Emma, but it would be nice if, you know, as you can see, neither of you are squeaky clean.
You get that
It would be
report
good if
from
you could
Autumn
learn
yet?
to work together. I'm guessing that's us done for the 3-star Rangers. However, there is one thing we need to look at. We have a new ship. Let's have a look. And it's an A-class, but with a 29 reactor. Isn't that the most powerful reactor I have on hand at the moment? It is. It is a horrible color. So that's lovely. As for the rest of it, it looks kind of nice though. So what do we got here? EM weapons. These must be A-class EM weapons. Now someone was telling me there's some good A-class EM weapons. That might be the ones. We got a couple of missile launchers, which I'm not too worried about, and a couple of laser turrets. These or lasers? Kind of look like turrets, but I think they might be lasers. But we could strip a bunch of the lasers and missiles out. Keep the EM as if we want to need it, and put the Vanguard obliterators on there. And then we'd have a bit more, you know, we could take these off as well and change it for a weapon mount. And that would give us a bit more space to put the obliterators on there. I'm going to try switching to this ship and see what it's like. And if I decide to keep it, I might invest the time in giving it a bit of a paint job, as it is ugly in terms of color. Okay, so here's our Star Eagle. Now, I did notice one last thing when I was just looking through. Its jump range isn't great, and its fuel capacity isn't great either. So, at the moment we've got a much higher fuel capacity and a much better jump range, which does make a significant difference. Oh, and actually while I think about it, shielding, shielding wise, pretty close. There's not a lot in it on the shields. But I'm going to have a look around the ship and see what I think about it. And we may wind up keeping it. There again, we may not, depending on what we've got. I could always see if I could upgrade the reactor on the other ship as our level is going up these days, and that does unlock new parts. Okay, so what we got? We've got our entrance, like an engineering bay here. Fairly basic, nothing else on this level. Let's see, we go up to the next level. We'll go just jetpack it because it's quicker than a ladder.
Hey,
What do we got here?
now the party can get started. Finally.
Apparently we've got prison cells, which I kind of like actually having prison cells. Oh, we have another level up. Oh, I like these quarters. These are nice. This is like living quarters. This is like a double size one. I like this. This is nice. That's pretty nice. Nothing good in there. And what do we got up this way? Then we've got some computer terminals there, so extra crew capacity. This is the cockpit. The cockpit is actually pretty spacious, pretty nice. I like it. It's pretty nice all in all. So what's on the upper level? Just have the quick look around here. Oh, this is like an armory and with prison cells. Oh, I see. Where the hell was the way up again? There it is. It's a bit of a maze, I'll be honest, which I'm not in love with. What else we got up here? This is like captain's quarters, okay. Okay. I don't mind the layout, but in all honesty, what's it got maneuverability wise? Didn't check it. Doesn't say. I'll have to have a look at it and I'll decide. I'm not sure I'm sold on it. I like it. If I didn't have the shield breaker, I may well switch. But as is, I'm going to switch back to the shield breaker for now and give it a bit of thought. It does have a touch mobility over the Star Eagle. Sorry, the Star Eagle has a touch of mobility over the shield breaker, but I'm not sure it's the deal breaker for me. I kind of like the shield breaker at the moment, so I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to shelve the Star Eagle, I've decided. But that means now it's time for us to move on. Ooh, we have to tie up some things. A light in the darkness. Oh, we can drop off some new stories to SS&N. I feel like we have to do that at some point, though it's not the height of our plan at the moment. No idea who this is. Not going to do reunion. So, red tape round. I have no idea who any of these people are. Okay, I thought we did start talking to this guy, but we haven't done that. But I think it's time for us to go back to actually have a look at now pursuing what's going on with the Starborn. Okay, well, it was relatively easy to find this place. So, doesn't really stand out as something, well, something to be worried about. There's no sign of Starborn that we've seen so far. I guess we head over to the rest. I'll scan as I go, as I normally do. Okay, we seem to be pretty much here. I will say, I did actually have a chat with Vasco and try to find out why he was not following me. He was still set to follow me, but for the time being I've put him on don't follow me and left him back at the ship. So I'll leave him there for a little while and then maybe I'll bring him back out to join me again later on. Okay, this place looks fairly deserted. I don't suppose there's anything here anywhere, is there? I mean, it's kind of nice. I can see the restfulness. But there doesn't appear to be anyone here. A few plants to scan. A few items to grab here and there. The pilgrim's writing too. Ooh, two. We'll do this in order. I will have a look at these, but I will do them in order, I think. So we'll go around and see if we can get at least. We need to try and find one here. And that was 4. So we'll see what we've got. Oh, 3. And 1 anywhere? I guess 1 was probably in that building I walked past to start off with, so I've probably gone around the outside and done this in the wrong order. So I'll try and see if we can pick up the first one and do them as they're supposed to be done. Yeah. And then grab those, grab all the good bits. Polytextile. What's this? Just a bathroom? Just a bathroom. Oh, Pilgrim's Writing 1. Okay, so we've got 1 to 4. So let's get my reading hat on. The credulous simplicity of mundane humans never ceases to amaze me. My worst instincts, the evil spirit, draw me towards a form of contempt for them. But I remember that I am privy to that which they are not. I cannot and should not judge them for the lack of vision, when I know very well the blinders which obscure their sight. I once wore them myself, after all. I hope that for their sake that they may some day understand, but for my sake I wish to be left alone. Okay. So here it is, the crux of my troubles. To accomplish anything, I need to work with other people. I need assistants, I need workers, I need hands. As we work together, they inevitably ask questions and I can never help talking. It starts innocently enough. They want to understand how someone who believes in science can also believe in the divine. Or they have their own misunderstanding instilled by some borderline religious remnant. My weakness is my inability to let alone. I want them to understand, so I try gently as I might to nudge their minds along the right path. Then there are follow-ups and followings. The trouble is that I genuinely care for these people. It would be so much easier if I didn't. Today, in a soft voice, my assistant asked me if there was anything above the unity. It was all I could do to keep from shouting that I could scarcely comprehend the misunderstanding that would lead to such a question. It was asked honestly, and I answered as best I could. But if even my closest confidant here can fail to grasp the most basic of these truths, why am I bothering to explain any of it to any of them? Every word that drops from my mouth gets gobbled up, misheard, misremembered, misunderstood, and mistranslated before I can issue the slightest clarification. People are necessary, but people are madness. I attempted to withdraw, to go off alone, to commune with the unity in my own way. They followed. Of course they followed. So he's feeling a bit persecuted by the people, but he needs the people's help to do whatever he's doing. But they seem to not understand what the unity is. And in that they're not alone. At last, a bit of peace. A piece of peace. Is that anything? Is that funny? Why am I trying to be funny? Have they driven me mad at last? Is there a difference between writing to myself and talking to myself? The former certainly seems more acceptable than the latter. I recall again that my mind is my own, and that even if only it exists, it is sufficient for me to believe in everything else. The unity has restored me once more. This time I act alone for now. Myself is a formidable opponent. I should have expected as much, but vanity is thankfully not among my vices. Regardless, it turns out time spent in solitude in my case is time spent with a very sick man, or whatever it is I have become. I don't like this person. So, this seems interesting. So he started off liking people, wants to try and help them, and then he's drifted very much away from that path, gone into solitude pretty much. But then he says he doesn't like that person. Oh, we have a 5. I find myself thinking about his various pasts and my possible futures. I imagine continuing on the road, acquiring more power, more knowledge, more development of myself. I imagine passing through once more to another world to begin the process anew. What is notable here, that the road does seem gratifying. Every step is one of intrinsic reward, and I feel myself anticipating the pleasures and seeing a more contented version of myself in that future. Then, for the sake of considering all possibilities, I imagine if I took a different path, if I stopped running, stopped seeking to gather my own power, if I instead embraced the twinings of compassion I feel in my heart, and let myself care for the people who seem to gather about me wherever I try to work. If I simply lived and taught and perhaps brought others into the light and died, that road also seems gratifying. I also see a contented version of myself in that future. Here's the difference though. When I stop thinking about the glories I could achieve for myself, the pleasure fades nearly immediately. When I stop thinking about staying and building something, and the feeling endures, there is something more sustaining about it and more fulfilling. I don't know what this difference signifies, but I am grateful for the time I have taken to notice it. Okay. So that almost seems like that is the path he went on becoming the pilgrim. I'm going to assume this guy is like a starborn. So I'm guessing he started off, you know, wanting to help people and keep with people, but then drifted away from that, almost a bit like the hunter. But then he's finding himself pulling back to that path. Ooh, bionics, interesting. Cool armor. Okay. Unlock personal room. If you came seeking the right answers, you will know what question to ask. Surely, what is the unity? I return your question with a question. If you had read my writings, what is the burden of people? People are necessary, but people are madness. Who is your most formidable opponent? Myself. Or in your case it is. Where does the enduring contentment come from? Well, a nice cool drink on a warm day. Stopping to embrace compassion, growing, becoming better, stronger. Stopping to embrace compassion is what you said you found contentment from. You came here seeking the true meaning of unity. If you still wish to find it, there is one final piece of myself in the next room. I found my own answers a long time ago, but not in the way I was expecting. I hope your journey gives you the truth. Okay. Austenitic manifold. Few little juicy, chunky bits. Ooh. Preparedness. Increase laser weapon damage by 5%. I gotta check first. Hang on. We have 170. And thank you very much. And we have not the right button. Did it? Where are you? There. 179. Yay! That was enjoyable. Okay. Place to take a bit of a nap. Oh, hello. Med theft refined rattler. Meh. Right, final writing. I don't know what the correct answer is. I might never. Increasingly though, I am comfortable with not knowing. The more I reflect on being here in this world, in this time, the more I think it's precisely where I need to be. This time will be different. It won't be about me, so I won't have to run. I will actually build something with intent, instead of scrambling to fix something that others create in my name. It can be something beneficial. It can be something beneficial. I am leaving behind that other person. This world has no place for him. Let him die. Let him live to enlighten the blessed universe before me. You have found the end of my journey, but to know everything, you must find its beginning. On Hyla 2, the island hides the scorpion, and the scorpion's sting hides the truth. So, I mean, this all looks fairly modern, but I'm guessing this took place a reasonably distant time ago. I don't know. I mean, this is clearly armillary type stuff here, and artifacts. And hello. What's that? I can't quite make that out. No, I can't read what it says there. Something. I'll have to sort of zoom in and enhance somehow, but I can't zoom in. Oh, I can zoom in a little with the thing, but I can't actually read what it says, because that seems to be like a sarcophagus of some sort. Because he seems to have gone down the path. I'm assuming this is the same pilgrim that made the appearances to each of the religions, because otherwise how would it all tie up to come here? Which means he must have been around, you know, the hundreds of years ago, or a couple of hundred years ago, when everyone left Earth. I wonder who it was, or how it worked, or if we're actually going to meet this person. But I guess all of that is going to have to be next time, as we go and find the scorpion's sting. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe as always, and join us again next time. Thanks a lot.